Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. This week, we continued our gentle pantry purge. The end of last week, I made a very large turkey. It was taking up almost an entire shelf in my freezer. So getting rid of that freed up a lot of space, but also gave us a lot of options for follow-up meals. So check out what we were able to eat this week out of the turkey and what I was able to prepare for the freezer out of the turkey. We did have a lot of great meals, and I look forward to sharing them with you. We're going to start the week's meals with a smoothie. I really need to focus on using up this oat nog. This, I think, will be the last. I don't think we'll get two out of this. I think this is the last. So good thing that we got a new one. Same great price. These are getting really soft, so I have this one plus two more in the fridge that we need to focus on. I don't have any more of the fresh fruit, but I do have some of these berries and cherries left, and we are definitely going to add some protein powder. I pulled out some cherries specifically and one random blueberry that was stuck to that cherry. So this is going to be a cherry banana smoothie. These would be more dark purple and less gray if I didn't add the spinach in. The spinach gives it that different coloring. Smoothies, lunchtime. So we cooked a massive turkey a couple days ago. It was 2 meals for us already, and will be more meals in the future. We're going to freeze some, but we're also using some of it mixed in with some other items. So this is green beans that I've cut up really small, and cauliflower. And this is for the dogs. I'm going to sprinkle some kibble over top of this. For supper tonight, I am going to make home fries, and I'm going to top them with turkey, gravy, peas. It's going to be cheese. It's going to be great. I added about a tablespoon of oil. I'm just shaking this to coat the fries. The fries are looking great. Added some cheese. This is my leftover gravy. I added just some of the tomato sauce I had in the fridge. I'm going to mix this up. So this will be the sauce that I use. Looking good. When I saw this French onion dip for 50 cents in the Flash Food app, I immediately had an idea that I could use this with an older item that was in the fridge. This is crab meat. I bought a big package, I think maybe around Christmas time, and I don't know, maybe it was even before that. And it's something that I've made this dip many, many times in the past using Hell of a Good Dip. The French onion Hell of a Good Dip. So you flake the meat, you mix it with the dip, and then you just have it with crackers. So when I saw this for 50 cents, I thought this is a great way that we can use this up. We're going to make this dip for tonight to go with the remnants of the charcuterie stuff that we have left over. It's going to be a picky kind of night. First thing is I just put the crab flavored pieces inside this chopper. It is a manual chopper, so there's a blade in there. Whew. So I really need 2 hands to be forceful enough with this. So you see, it's just chopped into tiny little flakes. Now let's get this in a bowl. All right. So we are just going to dump some of this in here. Let's stir this up and get it all mixed. And then we might need more. Oops. This is what the finished product looks like. It's quite delicious. I've never had this store brand French onion dip before, but we've made this many, many, many times in the past with hell of a good dip French onion. We're going to, I think, try all of the new crackers tonight, and maybe even some of the rice cakes too. I've got some of these on here already. We really liked these crackers, so much so that I told my sister about them and said she should check them out. I told her the price that I paid at Sobeys on sale, and then of course the price that I saw just the regular elongated crackers at Giant Tiger. These ones smell really good, so this was our first unboxing of these. Again, a nice, really solid looking cracker. I'm looking forward to trying them. I've got the rest of the jalapeno cheddar here. This is half of the rest of the Gouda. This is the rest of the beef sausage. This is the rest of the pepperoni salami stick. I haven't even opened that ham sausage yet. The hand someone wanted to use it on this tonight. And like really, this is enough stuff, especially where this is just filled with crab dip. Let's get the pickles and the grapes on. This is looking pretty good. So we've got 2 kinds of cheese. We've got olives, pickles, grapes, 2 different kinds of meat, 2 different kinds of crackers, and of course the crab dip. Looking really good. Supper's going to be delicious. And clearing up older items. We are trying to regrow green onions. So I've got 3 pieces in there. You can see that one is actually shooting up there quite successful, and this other one is starting. Well, they're all starting. We'll just continue on. We are going to have hot dogs for lunch today. Yummy. The wieners are done, so let's get them in some buns. I'm going to use all of this stuff: carrot, turnip, potatoes, onions, green beans, peas, Bisquick, to go with turkey and gravy, and I am going to make a turkey pot pie. Potatoes, carrots, turnip, and onions are in here. We're going to pre-cook, and that means that we won't have to cook the pot pie in the oven for as long, because this part of it will already be softened and ready for eating. So the carrots, potatoes, and turnip are cooked. I've put some in this 8 by 11 pan, and this is what I'm going to make the pot pie in. I've also got some set aside here. This is going to be mixed in with some other stuff, and this is going to be batch dog food. I'm using the same pot that I had the potatoes, carrots, and turnip in, and this is broth. Of course, it had solidified. I'm melting it in here. Once it comes to a boil, then I'm going to make gravy, and we'll use that for the pot pie. And I'll put maybe a little scoop in with the dog food. I sprinkled a few beans on top. We'll add in some peas. And of course, once I put the gravy on here, that will be warm. I will be able to stir this all in together, mix it all up, and then we'll add in the topping. Looks great. Using my vintage Tupperware gravy maker. I might add a few spices into this as well. All right. So I'm not going to stir the turkey in or any of the stuff up until I have the gravy on. All right, let's get this stirred in, and then I'll put together the topping, Bisquick, pour that on, and we'll get this in the oven. This is looking really good. great. It's going to be delicious. This is 1 cup of Bisquick, 1/2 a cup of milk, 1 egg, and a tablespoon of oil. And I used canola oil because I have canola oil left from when we were on the challenge. All right, I'm just going to pour this on. Go back and fill in the little gaps. This looks good. I had the timer set for 25 minutes. We're looking like this. I do think that it should stay in for another 5. This turned out pretty good. We're just letting it cool for a bit. Pot pie for supper. Looks delicious. Lunch today is going to be Lunchables. The handsome one picked this little pizza Lunchable kit out for me. I've never had this before in my life. He says he knows I love pizza and he knows I love Kinders, so he thought that was a good choice. He's going to have the ham. It came with these 3 little pitas or pizza crusts and pizza sauce in a little tube and 2 different kinds of cheese. Okay, that gave quite actually a bit of pizza sauce. Sprinkle on the cheese. This is crazy. I've literally never had one of these before. Messy. This would be messy for a kid to take in their lunch. There is a lot of cheese, like so much cheese. I have it all. I'm making a huge mess. Let's just try to sprinkle this on. Yeah, this would be so messy for kids in school. Okay. They're probably designed to be eaten cold, but I just popped mine in the microwave for a couple seconds, 30 seconds I threw them in here for. Pretty straightforward for the handsome one. Crackers, ham, cheese, and a cookie, but if you've never seen these before, this is what they look like. For supper tonight, we are going to have turkey burgers, except we don't have hamburger buns, we have hot dog buns, so we'll use those instead. Baked potatoes and Brussels sprouts. I have washed the baked potatoes. I've pierced them all the way around with a knife, and I'm going to start these in the microwave. Typically I do potatoes for 10 minutes, but these are all rather small. So I'm going to start with 7 minutes and then we'll test them and then see if they need to go in any longer before I put them in the oven. First, we're starting with 2 cups of diced, shredded, cut up turkey and some turkey broth that I am going to bring to a boil here and make gravy. Once I've made the gravy, I will add the turkey into the gravy. We'll stir that up, and that will go on over top of the buns, like the gravy turkey mix. I did end up putting the potatoes back in for an additional 3 minutes. All right, let's add in the flour water mixture. Oops. This will come back to a boil. We will be whisking it. The gravy's looking great. I added in some summer savory and also some poultry seasoning. And I'm going to add in the turkey now. Turkey is in. This looks great. Potatoes are in the oven. I'm going to steam the Brussels sprouts. We don't have any sour cream, so I am just going to use plain yogurt instead. Last year, we grew green onions in our garden, and a whole bunch of them matured all at the same time, so I dehydrated some. Hot turkey sandwiches with baked potatoes topped with yogurt, plain yogurt, cheese, bacon bits, and dehydrated green onions. There wasn't as many Brussels sprouts as what I thought, so I threw a couple green beans in. Yeah, this looks really, really good. For lunch today, I'm going to make this anise, shells, and real aged cheddar. And guess what I'm going to add in it? Some frozen turkey, because we got lots of it. I used 1 cup of turkey. I actually froze some portions, some smaller portions, 1 cup, 2 cup for future meals. I added in a little bit, you can see it here, yellow pepper as the pasta was boiling, and I threw some spices in. A quick pasta for lunch today. These are some pork chops that we thawed out of the freezer. So tonight for supper, we are going to have barbecued pork chops and a salad. We are going to have jalapeno poppers with supper tonight. The handsome one picked up some prosciutto so that we could make jalapeno poppers with the jalapenos that our neighbor brought over for us. We typically use prosciutto instead of bacon. Lots of people use bacon because it crisps up a lot nicer than what bacon does. We really like prosciutto on poppers. He asked, we have 4 jalapenos. He asked for 5 pieces of prosciutto. They're really, really thick here, and they're quite long. They're folded over and folded over. What we are going to do is cut each one in half, and that's going to be plenty to wrap around the jalapeno. And we actually think that with these 5 pieces that we could make 10 poppers. We only have 4 jalapenos, which would make 8. Just saying. Maybe we can scrounge a jalapeno from somewhere. The poppers are in. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, calm night on the lake tonight. Not like I try to get in the water. It'd be a little chilly, but it's real, real nice. These look so good. Spinach salad, pork chops, and jalapeno poppers for supper. Everything looks so great. Yummy. Trying the fancy coffee. Okay, so I've had this several days now. First day, I made it with the very, very last of my Earth's Own creamer. I wasn't a huge fan. I felt it tasted weird, like chemicals. I don't know, it was a combination of the creamer or what. And I was kind of discouraged or disappointed and thinking, oh man. And I'm certainly not getting rid of these, so I got to drink the rest. Okay, that was day 1. Day 2, I thought, okay, this is okay. I had it with silk creamer. And the next couple I had with silk creamer. But yesterday, the handsome one made me a coffee, and it was just with regular milk, like lactose-free Nutrell, and I actually really liked it. It's growing on me. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just getting desensitized to the chemical flavoring that's supposed to taste like pumpkin spice. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't know if I would never buy it at regular price. Let me put it that way. This was fine at $3. I would never buy it at regular price. We'll do a little bit of frothing here. See if we can make it fancy. That's pretty frothy. This is impressive, actually. I know I've mentioned before that you can get these little frothers for $4 at Dollarama. Not this one that I have in my hand, but ones like it. This looks pretty fancy. Okay guys, high hopes, high hopes. I'm processing part of the turkey for future use. And as part of that, I'm going to be making some turkey soup freezer packs. They will include some frozen pucks like this. So these aren't round ones. These are actually like little silicone mini loaves, but I'll freeze these and they'll also have turkey in it. So at some point, whether that's next week, next month, next year, hopefully not next year, probably next week. But when we are not tired of turkey anymore, we can pull one of these out of the freezer and use this as the basis, the broth and the turkey, for a great turkey soup. This is just to show what I've frozen from the turkey. So last week we had 2 turkey dinners, like full turkey dinners. Then I also had like that turkey poutine home fries kind of thing. We had turkey pot pie, and we had hot turkey sandwiches, and we also had turkey in a pasta for a lunch. So what I have in the freezer, half of the pot pie we froze. This is just jammed full of turkey. This is jammed full of turkey. This is 2 broth. They're not cupcake size. They are mini loaf pan size broth. And this is a turkey soup bag. So broth plus turkey to go in the soup. I think that that is a phenomenal use of something that I wanted to clear out of the freezer. Not only did we get tons of meals last week and this week, but we've got lots of future meals here as well. Hot dogs for lunch today. We have only 2 buns left, so we'll have one in a bun and one without. These look good. Hot dogs. For supper tonight, we are going to have ham omelets with onions, mushrooms, and peppers, and cheese. I don't have the cheese set out yet. And also these breakfast hash brown waffles. It's going to be great. The ham is thawed, so I just need to split this in 2 and cut it up. You see some green in there. I don't have any spinach left. We used all the rest of the spinach in the salads last night for supper. So what I did is I got out the bag of frozen broccoli and I just reached down into the very bottom of the bag. There's always residue and little pieces that fall off, kind of laying in the bottom, and I just grabbed a handful of that out, brought it up, and so there's going to be broccoli in these omelets as well. 1 cooking and 1 up, getting ready. Omelets and waffle hash browns. Looks good. I'm going to serve the omelets with salsa and also a little bit of guacamole. Omelets, waffle hash browns, served with guacamole and salsa. That looks so good. Guacamole. No, that's the salsa. That's the guacamole. Huh. Each of us is just making our own lunch today. Normally we have a shared lunch. I am going to use up some dribs and drabs of some pasta sauce with this spaghetti. And someone says he's not really hungry right now, so he'll probably just grab something later. Probably peanut butter and crackers. Cooking away. Add some butter. Quick lunch, using up some leftovers. I pulled these meatballs out of the freezer earlier today. We're going to make these with rice, some kind of vegetable. We're flip-flopping back and forth between green beans and broccoli, and I'm going to make a honey garlic sauce to go with the meatballs. This is a package of honey garlic meatball seasoning that I'd already opened. It's perfect. We only need a half pack for the meal that we're making tonight. So I'm going to make this up now. The honey garlic looks good. This is thick enough for with the meatballs. I'm going to turn this off. Looking good. Now just waiting for the rest of everything to get ready. Honey garlic meatballs, rice, and cheese and broccoli. Looking very, very, very good. We had a lot of great meals this week. I'm really pleased now that we're at the end of it at all of the food that we were able to clean out. And although I did put a few things back into the freezer, they're in smaller packages. They are organized a bit better, and they'll be waiting for us. I'm hoping to actually use that turkey soup pack very soon. I'm thinking next week for lunches. For work day lunches. I think that would work out great. I am still really trying to hit that 5,000 subscription milestone. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you would do so. But if you comment, if you like and share the videos, those really help me as well. Thanks everybody so much for watching, and I hope you have a really fabulous weekend.